Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my latest episode of my fruit growing YouTube channel. So I haven't really done a lot of updates over the last year or so, pretty much because everything that I planted last year was basically a bedding in year for everything. So now a year has passed and we're just getting into spring of 2019. I thought I'd do a quick update for anybody who might have been following along with the channel, just to see the sort of progress that all of the fruit plants have been able to actually grow through over the year. So let's start at the bottom wise. This is my Funberry or Balloonberry plantations. As you can see, last year it grew to about 1.5 feet tall. It's completely died back over the winter, but now it looks as though it's growing back with a vengeance. There was only 4 plants in here last year, and you can see there's already about 10 different shoots of plants coming through this year. So I'm expecting this planter to actually fill up with the Funberry / Blueberries. I did get a few fruits off these last year as well. They are quite a strange fruit, not quite as sweet as I was hoping, quite tarty. My friend certainly likes them. I'm in 2 minds, but they might make a bit of a better jam. We'll see. Hopefully this year we'll have an even better crop, so we'll be able to find out even better. Next along I have my Amalantia. These are the snow cloud ones. Now I did get a few berries. No, I'm sorry, these are the Jostaberries. I'm getting myself confused. Jostaberries are a cross between blackcurrant and blackberries. I did get a few Jostaberries off these last year, not a lot. The caterpillars seem to love the leaves on these, so they managed to pretty much devour everything before I'd managed to actually get much fruit off it. The couple of fruits that I did get were really nice, really juicy, almost tasted like a miniature apple in a berry form. Really nice, so I'm really hoping to get some more of those this year off these. Now when I planted these, they were only around about 2 foot tall last year, so you can see they've added an extra foot over the full year's worth of growth. So hopefully I'll have a lot better cropping coming off this year. They've had a full year to bed in, and hopefully I'll try and keep all the caterpillars off this year, and hopefully we'll be able to get a bit of a better crop. The Loganberry, as you can see, that's pretty much died off. I don't think it liked the winter. It seemed to be going okay up until winter time, and now springtime's come around. There's nothing there. Whether it'll come back again or not, I don't know, but I don't think so, not from the looks of it. Next along is the Amalantia leavis, the snow cloud. Now again, I got a few nice berries off these last year. Again, not a lot because it was just a bedding in year, but the actual height of these that were compared to when I planted them in, they've doubled in height. And because they've doubled in height, that's given a lot more growth areas, a lot more budding areas. Now all of these will turn into white flowers, and then the white flowers will turn into berries. As I say, it's a very nice actual tree on its own, just with the actual flowers that it gives off. But with the berries as well, as I say, the berries are really, really nice, really, really sweet on these as well. So I am looking forward to some of these. As you can see, it's only just started to go into its budding cycle. As I say, it's still really early spring, it's still only mid-March. And I did have a couple of strawberry plants in that planter, and you can see they've trailed over and they've pretty much filled the bottom of this planter as well. I'm pretty much getting overrun with strawberry plants at the moment. I'm having to rip out more than I actually planted in, which is a good sign at the same time, but I just don't want to have too many strawberries and they start taking over everywhere. We'll see how these develop. Now in that little planter, again, that was more Funberry / Balloonberry, and again there was only 2 really small plants that were planted in there, and you can see it's already developed into 5 from the looks of it. So again, they should start coming through again nicely this year and should have some more berries off those. Now these are my 2 Tayberries. Now when these were planted, they were literally round about up to there, and as you can see, I've twisted these shoots all the way around this frame just to try and maintain the height, make it a bit easier to keep on top of them. But a couple of the shoots on this right hand side have gone all the way up, they've looped back down and going all the way back down again, so height wise that must have gave off around about a 10-foot stalk cane last year. Now obviously it's going to be too hard to actually try and maintain that, and that's why I've got these little pergolas or whatever they're called. And as I say, I'm just going to be wrapping the actual branches around these to help maintain the height, make it easier to keep on top of them, easier to get the fruit off as well. I had a grand total of 1 Tayberry last year, but as I say, it was a bedding in year. There weren't any actual stalks to actually produce the fruit. Now it's had a full year to kick out some lengthy stalks. Hopefully this year there should be a nice abundance of Tayberries, with plenty more to come in future years as it kicks off more growth. But height wise, as I say, they've absolutely shot up compared to where they were when they were planted in. This is my goji berry. I thought this was actually pretty much dying off towards the end of last year. Still in almost the summertime, it pretty much died all the way back growth wise. It was down to just bare stalks and twigs, so as I say, I thought it was pretty much a goner. I've left it in the planter over winter, and as you can see, early spring, and it's shot back with lots and lots of new growth. It's even tip rooted a couple of little places where the branches have been touching the soil, and it's actually rooted. That's one of them there that I'm just trying to pot on. There's another one further down as well. So you never know, might have a couple of extra goji berries to come from it as well. Didn't get any fruit off this last year. Again, bedding in year. I hope there might have been at least one or two. There weren't any. But because this is now into spring and it's already given off all of its full growth now, I'm hoping that we might have a bit of a better crop this year, or at least a crop this year. We'll see. I say nothing last year, but it's at least trebled in size. So hopefully, due to the actual size change, hopefully I might get a bit of a crop this year. Now these two are my Chilean Guava. I got two of this variety and one of the flamingo type. The flamingo one died off completely. These two have kept going. They've increased in size slightly. They've gave off a few extra shoots, but again, they haven't just overwhelmed the planter or anything. They haven't shot off in huge amounts of new growth. I was hoping they might have developed a little bit more than they have, but at least they haven't died off like the other one did, which was the main thing. So again, no fruit off these last year. Hoping there might be some this year. We'll see. Only one way to find out, and that's just to let the season grow through. Now on here, I did have a lot of different planters going in here, and a few of them died off, so I've replaced them. So I've got a mixture of a couple of Tayberry, I've got Thornless Blackberry, I've got Loganberry. What else? I think that's it for those. Again, that's another tip rooted Thornless Blackberry, because this particular plant, again, one of the tips was just touching the soil. Where it was touching the soil, it gave off a root system. So you can see there where I've just snipped it, planted it upside down, and that should hopefully give off a full new growth of another Thornless Blackberry. Now some of the Loganberries, as I say, I've wrapped around the IBC tank just as some sort of frame support. Now these were all nothing but stalks and canes last year, so again, no fruit off these at all whatsoever. Hopefully, because it gave off some canes over the winter, we should hopefully get some fruit this year. We'll see. Next along is the wineberries. These are the Japanese wineberry. Again, it was just a bedding in year last year. I bought these and they were literally 6 inches big when I planted them in, and the canes themselves are now 10 foot and beyond on some of them as well. I would pick them up, but you can see the actual thorns on these and spikes. These are one of the most aggressive plants, thorn and spike wise, I've ever seen in my life. These are going to have to get supported up, because as you can see, they've all folded back down on themselves. They'll still grow as they are, but I do ideally want some support going up to where I've got all the bird netting, and then I'll be able to interweave into that. Now last year, although it was, as I say, a bedding in year, there was very, very little to show when I first planted them. They did give off a small bunch of berries, but again, the birds got them before I even had a chance to, so I didn't get a chance to see what those were like. But as you can see, there's lots of growth, lots of stalk growth, so hopefully this year we'll have a good wineberry crop. Next along we have the raspberries. These are the Admiral Bliss ones. Again, they didn't really give off a lot of growth last year, little stalks here and there, no raspberries to show, and I've replaced 2 of them that didn't give off any growth at all. You can see the new growth is just starting to come through on them, so hopefully this year will be a better year for the raspberries. Same with those as well. These are the Autumn Bliss, and those were Malling Admiral, I think. And again, I've had to replace 3 of those because they had absolutely no growth at all. You can see where there's some new growth starting to come through on some of the other ones. So again, last year, poor show on raspberry, but raspberry does need a cane to produce fruit, so without any canes, you're not really going to get any fruit. So hopefully this year, now there's a few canes to show for it, we should get some fruit. We shall see, time will tell. Now working back, I did have a couple of honeyberries. The honeyberries themselves looked as though they were pretty much dead, so I bought some new ones. Wilkinsons were actually selling some off for, I think they were £2.50 a plant, so I've got 3 of them. They are all quite small, but again, this will be the year for growth on these, because these were bought quite late in the season last year. So I'm not expecting many berries off these ones this year, but hopefully they will produce a lot more new growth. Hopefully next year will be a good honeyberry year. Might still get a few this year, I'm hopeful. We'll see, time will tell. More blueberries. I've got pink lemonade blueberries and a few different types of standard blueberries. I've got Patriot and a few other ones as well. Now, I didn't get any pink blueberries last year. Hopefully there will be this year, because the growth on the actual plants themselves are double to triple in size of where they were when they were planted. Now, I did get some normal blueberries last year and they were really nice. They did take a long time to ripen up though. They appeared on the plants and then they pretty much stayed as they were, as tiny little rock solid balls, for around about 2-3 months. And then towards the end of the growing season, all of a sudden they ripened up, fruited up, and they were really nice and soft and juicy. So again, I should be hoping for a hell of a lot better blueberry crop this year, we'll see. But hopefully we should have blues and pinks as well, because I bought 3 pink lemonade ones, 3 normal, and I bought another couple of normal blueberries since then as well. These are also the blueberries as well, so you can see I've got 7 different blueberry plants in total, so lots of blueberry potential. Hopefully it'll actually start producing this year. Now this one here is again one of the honeyberries that I thought had pretty much died off. Even just looking at the stalks, you would think that they were pretty much dead, but you can see there's plenty of new growth on them. Same on this one as well. Again, not much to look at stalk wise, but you can see there's new growth coming off them. So I'm not going to bin them, I might as well just let them grow through and see what they can do. And finally, we have the mulberry tree. Now this mulberry tree is an aged mulberry tree. It was around about £90 to buy new, just because of the actual height of it, the size of it, compared to a small little cutting. Now this is just starting to give off all of the new bud, new growth. I did get a few mulberries off this last year, but because the tree's so new, they weren't as nice and sweet as I was hoping for. So in the meantime, I'm privileged enough to actually have a mulberry tree where I work, and because of that I was going on a little cutting spree last year. So I've got 8 mulberry cuttings from the mulberry tree at work, and the mulberry tree at work's a 100+ year old fully established tree, and the fruits off them are absolutely gorgeous. That's what inspired me to actually buy this tree as well. So I'm hoping the cuttings that I've taken from the mulberry tree at work will start rooting, and in the meantime the tree I've got here should hopefully start fruiting as well. Got a few mulberries off it last year. As I said, the tree's still that little bit young to be giving off full-sized, full fruits. But hopefully, because it's had another year of growth, this year we might get a bit more better mulberries out of it. So there you go, there is a quick roundup of the fruit garden and the progress so far as of spring 2019, or March 2019. We're not even fully officially into spring yet. But because all the weather's been nice so far this year, a lot of the growth has started coming through a lot earlier than it would have any other normal year. So I'm going to actually try and keep on top of this channel this year. I'm going to try and update it more frequently, show what new growth is coming through, what all the berries look like, how everything's tastes. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below, give the video a thumbs up and have a look at my channel. I've documented planting all of these plants through in the garden on my channel individually, so they're all on there. You can see exactly what they look like when they're planted compared to what they are now as well. So hopefully you found this video useful, informative. Give the video a good old thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video of my channel. Thanks for watching. Cheers.